Good morning, Isla.
What are you doing?
I'm making hot Milo.
Wow, that smells so delicious.
Yeah, this Milo is so good. Wait a minute, I need to go grab my clothes for laundry.
Alright.
2,000 years later.
Ow, it's so hot.
What happened, Sophia?
Oh, nothing. This spring just felt so hot.
Oh,
Eh, why is Milo already cold?
it is because you left your drink out for too long. That's why it's gone cold.
Oh, I see. Can you explain how this happened?
Yes, of course. Did you guys know that this concept related with physics? Let's explore. How the hot water become cold? Basically, air in the room temperature is around 24 degrees to 30 degrees, which is it is much more cooler than the hot water that might be around 80 degrees. The second one is heat flows out. Heat usually move from hotter place to the cooler place, or hot temperature to the cold temperature. So, heat energy will move out to the surrounding in the air. The third one is loss of energy. As the water loses its heat energy to the room, the temperature will drop little by little. This happens because of the water in the cup is in open system. So the water will cool down until it reaches the exact same temperature as the room, which we call it as a thermal equilibrium. Water doesn't get cold because of the coldness that enters of the water. It gets cold because of the heat leave the water to the surrounding.
So, how do we keep water hot? We can use a steel thermos because it is an isolated system. What is isolated system? Isolated system is a closed system where no energy in any form can be transferred. In addition, a steel thermos also blocks convection, radiation, and conduction. Next, I will be explain the mechanics of thermos. So, a steel thermos use a double wall construction where the air between the inner and the outer steel walls create a vacuum. That cause heat cannot enter or escape since there are no air molecules in that vacuum. So, that makes your dreams keeping hot or cold for hours.
How does heat flow in solids? This is because of process of thermophysics called conduction. Conduction is the process of net heat energy transferring from a region of high temperature to a region of lower temperature down a thermal gradient. When two objects with different temperature put in thermal contact, heat will transfer from hot water to cold metal. Thermal energy transferred via collisions from one molecule to another. And for your information, hot water molecules move very fast. They possess high kinetic energy, while cold metal molecules move much slower. They possess low kinetic energy. So basically, the fast-moving molecules collide with slow-moving molecules. In conclusion, the conduction occurs when the atoms or molecules in a hotter part of the material vibrate or move with a greater energy than those in a cooler part. The rate of heat flow through a substance is proportional to the difference in temperature between its ends.
Next, how to prevent heat transfer to our hand. One of the way that we can use is using a spoon with a plastic handle. But that's not just our choice. We also can use a wooden spoon or a silicone spoon. Now, did you know that plastic has a higher specific capacity than metal? Let me tell you the value. The average value of specific heat capacity for metal is 130 to 900 J per kg times degree Celsius. For plastic, 1000 to 2300 J per kg times degree Celsius. So, next, let me tell you what is the definition of specific heat capacity. The amount of heat required to change the temperature of a material is proportional to the mass and to the temperature change. Now, let me tell you, how does it work? According to the theory of specific heat capacity, Q equals to mc delta T. When you put the spoon in a hot water, the plastic handle absorbs the heat energy, but it takes a huge amount of heat to raise its temperature by 1 degree. It stores heat instead of getting hot quickly. Moreover, based on the theory of thermal conduction, plastic is a poor thermal conductor, meaning its rate of heat transfer is extremely low and heat cannot easily travel up the handle. Therefore, the plastic handle takes a lot longer to get hot, effectively preventing our hand from getting burned.
So, by using this thermos, we can store a hot water for a longer period of time.
That's right, Arisha. And for the spoon, we can use one with a plastic handle at the end of the spoon so that when we hold it, we don't feel the heat.
Bye!
Bye.